take the stock off, get the buffer and buffer spring out. We use a Magpul wrench to take the castle nut off. Just be careful when you do start to spin the buffer tube. This spring back here is going to want to fly out in your face, holding the takedown pin, rear takedown pin, so now that's not going to fly in my face. And then this buffer retaining pin right here will launch into Narnia if you do not secure it. So this is your buffer retaining spring and pin. And then your buffer tube assembly just screws right off. Alright, now simple hex screw held together with a detent and spring in here, so again, just make sure those parts don't go flying if you're keeping this stuff. So there's still a detent in that hole. This is our combat control safety selector, which uses a really small Allen. So that's how we got to get this out. Once you get one screw off of this, the other one, the whole part just slides right out. And then we're moving forward. Next is trigger. You don't want to, you have to decock it to get it out. You're just gonna hold on to the part while you push the pins out. Doesn't matter right or left side, but hold on to the hammer as you do that one. Hammer's got to go first. Obviously, it's above the trigger. And then when you do the trigger, again, hold on to the pieces. General basis. Okay, now your trigger's out. Moving forward. The bolt catch is kind of tricky if you're trying to save your lower, so you got to be really careful with it, or else you'll bash it through. But luckily ours is threaded with a pin, so we don't have to worry about hitting it with a punch or anything. Our Mod 0 and Mod 1s have a threaded bolt catch. And there it is. It's the same as the ambidextrous safety. Again, once you take this out, whether you're doing the punching out the roll pin or the threaded pin like ours, there's a detent and spring behind here that are going to want to fly out, so remove it carefully. Depress the mag release and spin it. Like I jam it in there. And then just spin it out. That's how it goes in too. Simple. So that's out in your spring. This is part of our ambidextrous. Alright, now that's all done. Our pivot pins have that little hole right there. All you're doing is depressing this with like minimal effort. Just depressing this detent slightly, ever so slightly. And then what you're going to do is just slowly pull the pivot pin out, just very slowly. Now, when you take it out, it's going shooting that way. So again, when you're doing, I just cup it with my fingers to grab that detent, that little detent and the spring. Boom, boom. And now, your lower's disassembled. So if you're trying to do any kind of parts replacement or put fancy stuff on, it's that easy. Thanks.